2024년 11월 26일 영어 공부를 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
Three cities.
Three cities, 세 도시.
Do you like big cities?
큰 도시들을 좋아해?
Let's go on a trip.
Let's go on a trip. 예, 같이. Let's go on a trip.
New.
New.
Tree.
Tree.
Parties.
Parties.
Let's go on a trip to a big city. New York is a big city.
뉴욕은 큰 도시야.
Is New York a famous city?
Is
York
New York a famous city? Is New York a famous city?
New York is my favorite city.
좋은 도시.
It's sunny here in May.
It's sunny here in May. 올해 May.
These cities are famous.
Let's go to Busan by car.
Station.
Golf.
Already.
May.
Seat.
Sit. Let's go to the airport by taxi.
Let's go to the museum by bus. Let's
Let's
go
go to the museum by bus. 196 days. No thanks. I'm good. Many parks.
Are there many parks in Busan? Are
Are
there
there many parks in Busan? Are there many parks in Busan?
Those libraries.
Clean. Mats.
Mats. 맥락. 매트.
Many libraries.
Many libraries.
Are there many libraries in Toronto?
도서관이 많이 있어?
Inside this park.
Inside this park. 이 공원 안.
Is there a restroom inside the restaurant?
Is there a restroom inside the restaurant? 식당 안에 화장실이 있나요? Is there a restroom inside the restaurant? Is there a restroom inside the restaurant? Is there a restroom? Is there a bathroom inside the restaurant? Is there a pharmacy inside the house? Is there a GS25 inside eMart.
That's not a library.
That's not a library.
Inside this mall.
Inside this mall.
Ben, what is that?
What is that? Oh, that's a famous train station.
That's a very famous library.
That's a very famous library. 저기는 정말 유명한 도서관이야.
Is this library closed now?
Is this library closed now? Oops. No. The library is not closed today. Closed.
Tennis.
Tennis.
Eight.
8.
Seat.
Station.
Closed.
Closed.
Is this library closed now?
Is this library closed now? 이 도서관은 closed. No.
There's the river.
There river. The river. There is the river. There is the clothing store.
There's the train station.
There's the train station.
Station.
There's the train station.
Do you like hot dogs?
We like hot dogs.
Little.
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 Logs.
Logs. Logs.
Why do you like hot dogs?
Why do you like hot dogs? Why do you like hot dogs? Why do you like hot dogs?
I want a hot dog today.
나는 오늘 핫도그를 먹고 싶어. Hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Hot
I have to
dogs.
buy hot dogs.
핫도그를 사야 해.
Many people visit New York.
Many people visit New York. Many people visit New York. 많은 사람들이 뉴욕을 visit.
Many people run in this park.
Many people run in this park.
Many people live in New York.
Many people live in New York.
This is a photo of the park.
This is a photo of the park. 이것은 공원 사진이야.
Do you have a photo of Toronto?
토론토 사진 있나요?
Wow, New York is beautiful.
Do you want a photo of that river? Do you often read Korean books? Hot dog, butter, before,
Sugar.
Friendly.
friendly.
Building.
What's that? Use.
What's this beautiful building?
What's this
Beautiful.
beautiful building?
Building.
What's this beautiful building? What's this beautiful building?
What's your favorite food in New York?
가장 좋아하는 뉴욕에서 이거 좀 음식 뭐야?
I like old universities.
나는 오래된 대학교를 좋아해.
Are those universities famous?
Are those universities?
Universities.
those as I graduate better. Are those famous
Universities.
university? Are those universities famous? Okay.
There are many famous universities in America.
미국에는 유명한 대학교들이 많이 있어.
This university is huge.
이 대학교는 매우 huge university.
Look, that's my university.
That tall building is famous.
The building. I love this park. Wow, this
Tree.
tree is very tall.
Are there many famous universities in New
Are
York?
there many famous university in New York? 뉴욕에는 유명한 대학교들이 많이 있나요?
The mall is between the bank and the zoo.
In the zoo.
The mall is between the bank and the zoo.
Bank in the zoo. Mall is between the bank and the zoo. 쇼핑몰은 은행이랑 동물원 사이에 있어. Mall is between the bank and the zoo. Okay.
Where is your house?
Between the bank and the police station. Your office is between the tall buildings, right? Your office is between the tall buildings, right?
Office.
Are those universities famous?
Are those
Universities.
Are those university? 저 대학들은 famous, 유명해. Are those university famous? Okay, got it.
Where's the zoo?
Where's the zoo? 동물원이 어디 있어? Excuse me, where's the book mall? I need a
Mall.
jacket.
Ben, do you like meat?
That's Subway Station.
When?
When?
Nervous.
Nervous.
We have to take the subway.
We have to take the subway. Where's the subway station?
Oh, I love this
I
gift
love this
shop.
gift shop. Oh, no.
Let's go to the gift shop tonight. Let us go to the gift shop tonight.
Is there a gift shop near here?
기념품 가게 여기 근처에 있나요?
What's the address of the museum?
Museum. 박물관 주소가 어떻게 돼요? Excuse me, what's the address of the train station?
What's the address of the restaurant?
식당 주소가 어떻게 돼요?
This is the most famous park in Los Angeles.
여기는 로스앤젤레스에서 가장 유명한 공원이에요. This is the most famous museum in New York.
Is New York the most famous city in America?
Is
The
the New York is the New York city famous in America?
Is New York the most famous city in America? In
Is the
America.
New York
most
famous in America? In America. Famous city, yeah.
What's the address of that university?
대학교 주소가 어떻게 돼?
Stop.
Stop.
Now.
Tennis.
Subway.
Photo.
Is New York the most famous city in America?
It's the New York
New York
most city is the New York
most city
famous
most
the city
is
in New York in
America.
No.
America. In the New York city is the
It's the New York
New York famous
is the city
most city
in New York in America. New York the most is New York.
What's the address of that university?
What's the address of that university? 저 대학교 주소가 어떻게 돼?
Is New York the most famous city in America?
Is New York
York
뉴욕은 유명하냐? 미국에서 뉴욕
the most famous city in America.
Is New York the most no? Is New York the famous most city?
America city in
most famous city in America? No. Is New York the most famous city? Is New York the most famous city? The most famous city in America? Is New York the most famous city in America? Is New York the most famous city? The most famous city in America? Is New York the most famous city in America? I'm starving. They touch. Best friend. Friendly. Photo.
Best friend.
Photo.
Touch.
Touch. Goodbye. Busan. Sock. Day. Evening. Salad. Friendly. They. Start. Yard. Photo. Touch. Day. Busan. Salad. Clean. Soda. Balloon. Server. Often. Friendly. Saw.
Best friend.
Yard. Evening. Goodbye. Cute.
Tea.
Start.
Day.
Popcorn.
We tried as much local food as we could.
We tried as much local food as we could. We tried as much local food as we could.
We tried as much gelato as we could.
We tried as much gelato as we could. We tried as much gelato as we could.
우리는 후라이드 치킨을 먹을 수 있는 만큼 먹었어.
We ate as much fried chicken as we could.
We ate as much fried chicken as we could. 우리는 와인을 마실 수 있는 만큼 마셨어.
We drank as much wine as we could.
We drank as much wine as we could. 우리는 현지 맥주를 마실 수 있는 만큼 마셨어.
We drank as much beer as we could. Local beer.
We drank as much local beer as we could. 우리는 초밥을 먹을 수 있는 만큼 먹었어.
We ate as much as sushi as we could.
We ate as much sushi as we could. 우리는 위스키를 마실 수 있는 만큼 마셨어.
We drank as much wine as we could. Drank whiskey.
We drank as much whiskey as we could. 우리는 현지 음식을 먹을 수 있는 만큼 먹었어.
We ate as much local food as we could.
We tried as much local food as we could.
Yeah.
우리는
Okay.
와인을 마실 수 있는 만큼 마셨어.
We drank as much wine as we could.
We drank as much wine as we could.
We drank as much wine. Many.
We tried as many restaurants as we could.
We tried as many restaurants as we could. We tried as many restaurants
We
as we
visited
could.
as many museums as we could.
We visited as many museums as we could.
우리는 바에 가볼 수 있는 만큼 가봤어.
We went to as many bars as we could.
We went to as many bars as we could.
We went to as many
우리는
bars.
카페에 가볼 수 있는 만큼 가봤어.
We tried as many cafes as we could. Tried.
We tried as many cafes as we could. 우리는 뮤지컬을 볼 수 있는 만큼 봤어.
We saw as many musicals as we could.
We saw as many musicals as we could. 우리는 클럽에 가볼 수 있는 만큼 가봤어.
We went to as many clubs as we could.
We went to as many clubs as we could. 우리는 미술관에 방문할 수 있는 만큼 방문했어.
We visit as many museum as we could. We visited many art galleries as we could.
We visited as many art galleries as we could. 우리는 바에 가볼 수 있는 만큼 가봤어.
We went to as many bars as we could.
We went to as many bars as we could. 우리는 박물관을 방문할 수 있는 만큼 방문했어.
We went to as many museums as we could.
We visited as many museums as we could.
Visited. Okay.
We visited a market.
We visited a market. We visited a market.
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere. Soak up.
We went to a baseball game to soak up the local atmosphere.
We went to a baseball game to soak up the local atmosphere.
우리는 현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 바를 방문했어.
We visited a bar to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a bar to soak up the local atmosphere. 우리는
Soak
현지
up.
분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 공원을 방문했어.
We visited a park to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a park to soak up the
Party,
local
soccer
atmosphere.
party.
우리는
party.
현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 해변에 갔어.
We went to the beach to soak up the local atmosphere.
We went to the beach
We
to
went
soak up the
went to the
local
beach
atmosphere.
to soak up.
우리는 현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 카페에 갔어.
We went to the cafe to soak up the local atmosphere.
We went to a cafe to soak up the local
Cafe.
atmosphere. 우리는
Atmosphere.
현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 시장을 방문했어.
We went to the mart to soak up the local atmosphere. Visited. Visited. A.
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere.
atmosphere. Local
우리는 현지
atmosphere.
분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 공원을 방문했어.
We visited a park to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a park to soak up the local atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
We visited a museum.
We visited a museum. We visited a museum. We visited a museum.
We visited a museum to learn about the local history.
We visited a museum to learn about the local history.
We went to the local market to buy some souvenirs.
We went to the local market to buy some souvenirs.
우리는 그 지역 역사에 대해 배우려고 궁전에 방문했어.
We visited a palace to learn about the local history.
We visited a palace to learn about the local history. 우리는 선물을 좀 사려고 쇼핑몰에 갔어.
We went to a shopping mall to buy some gift.
We went to a shopping mall to buy some gifts. 우리는 그 지역 문화에 대해 배우려고 박물관에 방문했어.
We went to the museum to learn about the local culture. We
visited a museum to learn about the local culture. 우리는 그 지역 사람들을 만나려고 바에 방문했어.
We visited a bar to learn some local people. Meet.
We went to a
We
bar
went
to
to
meet
the
some
bar
local
to
people.
meet some local people.
우리는 그 지역 역사에 대해 배우려고 박물관에 방문했어.
We visited a museum to learn about the local history.
We visited a museum to learn about the local history. 우리는 선물을 좀 사려고 쇼핑몰에 갔어.
We went to a shopping mall to buy some gifts.
We went to a shopping mall
Gifts.
to buy some gifts. 우리는 현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 공원을 방문했어.
We visited a park to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a park to soak up the local atmosphere. 우리는 현지 음식을 먹을 수 있는 만큼 먹었어.
We tried as much food as we could. Local food as we could. We tried.
We tried as much local food as we could. 우리는 박물관을 방문할 수 있는 만큼 방문했어.
We visited a museum as much as we could. Museums.
We visited as many museums as we could.
Many museums.
우리는 그 지역 문화에 대해 배우려고 박물관에 방문했어.
We visited a local museum, learn about the local culture.
We visited a museum to learn about the
to
local
learn
culture.
about the local
우리는
culture.
와인을 마실 수 있는 만큼 마셨어.
We drank as much wine as we could.
We drank as much wine as we could. 우리는 바에 가볼 수 있는 만큼 가봤어.
We went to as many bars as we could.
We went to as many bars as we could. 우리는 현지 분위기에 흠뻑 젖어보려고 시장을 방문했어.
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere.
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere. 우리는
atmosphere.
그 지역 사람들을 만나려고 바에 방문했어.
We went to a bar. No, sorry. Meet some local people. So, no.
A.
We went to a bar to meet. We went to a bar to meet some local food. Okay. We went to a bar. We went to a bar to meet some local people. Some local people. We went to a bar to meet some local people. Okay.
What'd you do on your vacation?
What did you do on your vacation? We tried to much local food as we could. We tried as much
Did you
local
experience the local culture?
We visited a market to soak up the local atmosphere.
Did you go to many museums?
We visited a museum. No. We visited as many museums as we could.
What did you do on your vacation?
We visited sorry. Oh yeah. We visited a museum to learn about the local culture. The local culture.
What did you do in the evening?
We went. We visited a bar. We visited a bar. We visited a bar to soak up the local atmosphere. The local atmosphere. Local atmosphere.
Did you go to many restaurants?
We went. We visited a. We went as many restaurants as we could. We tried.
Did you go to any historical places?
We visited 궁전에 방문했어. Palace. We visited a palace to learn about the history. Local history. Visited a palace.
Did you try any of the local drinks?
We drank. We could local beer as we could.
We drank as much local beer as we could.
We drank as much local beer as we could. As much as local beer as we could. Okay. We drank as much as no. We drank as much local beer as we could. 오늘은 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 빗길 운전 조심하시고 오늘도 즐거운 하루 되십시오.